Where did you find a pile of smiling optimists?
Everywhere.
Yeah,
The
now
entire
they're
globe.
everywhere.
On today's Everything is Okay because it's obviously okay show called May 19th, 2026. A good game.
Hey!
Everything's fine. Everything's good.
Everything's fine. Just close your eyes. It'll all be
No,
okay.
don't. Yeah, yes, close. No, keep them open because it's happy. Our show today is being sponsored by FreeFlow Analytics and FreeFlowAnalytics.com, the only platform measuring board power connection performance for free. In fact, I will say this. Before the show, I was on a call with our lead game designer, who's currently in pretty late stages of the first the beta version of this incredibly
It looked like an alpha
mad
version.
I every time I talk to this
insane.
person, I refer to him or her as a mad genius. This game is nuts.
It is nuts. And
But anyone out there who plays fantasy sports, you should try this. Mostly because the game is better, and because sports is utterly useless nonsense. I mean, it's fun to play.
I mean, I
And
don't know
watch,
who's
I
going to play
guess.
this. I don't know who's going to play
But I'm
this
saying
game
there's no
they're
value to
concocting.
playing fantasy sports. Let's be real. It's just another like glazed over step until you enter your grave. This is actually this is important. This game. There's There's real stuff. Real
In fact,
consequences.
The stuff that is part of the game is going to be on our Proxy Countdown show that we're recording tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just not the game itself, just like some of the concepts, because it's basically a SWOT analysis for boards, but
This is mad genius level.
it's really crazy. So
Yeah, again, every
look out
time
for
I
that.
listen to what's going on, I have one hand on a straitjacket because I'm just like
just to pet it.
the person who designed this game. I'm thinking, is it time now to take them away? Like, what's happening? All right, you ready?
Soon.
Ready for the
Soon.
good
All right,
game?
let's do this. Yeah, let's do the good game.
We debated we've been doing a lot more. Who do you blame games? We had a new game called the In and Out game, which we'll revisit soon. And I was thinking, do we need any more good games, bad games? Are they just too stupid? But it's just I think we needed this one.
I think we
need to be happy.
Something's got to make us smile. Yeah, so let's try it.
And the good news here is that I only have 7 headlines, and then I have a massive
the good game.
whoa, and then a massive speed round at the end, which you can blaze through. You can blaze
Okay.
through.
Well, the good news is the good game is short. Then that's the
It's
best
shorter,
news so far.
shorter. Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
And the way the good game works is that these headlines made me feel like maybe they were good, I guess. And Matt's here as the arbiter of truth to tell me
Really
for real, 0 to
selling
10.
the goodness of it. Yeah.
Former Google CEO Eric Schmidt. I'm just happy that this is the BBC. I'm just happy that the headline said
They
who
said
he
the
was.
name. Yeah,
Everything.
It's nice to have a
And
name.
context, right? Because they could have just said Eric Schmidt, and they could have just said former Google CEO, but they actually put it all together.
They did
Former
both,
Google
yeah.
CEO Eric Schmidt booed, that's right, by graduates at mention of AI. This was at the University of Arizona, I believe. Now, before I let you tell me if this is good or bad, I have a few wrinkles in the show today. Because I just want to say, and yet, there was another headline that said, college students are booing commencement speakers celebrating AI, but the wave of hate hasn't stopped them from using it to cheat on their exams. I mean, there was a report out of Princeton that Princeton has a major cheating scandal going on, I guess, where everyone is just using AI to take exams. This is Princeton, of all places.
This is like the
Thought those
fourth-
kids loved learning.
But this is like the 4th person booed who
Yes,
mentioned
this is
AI.
routine
right?
now.
So look,
I'd be booing.
the college students who are using AI to cheat on their exams. I mean,
They probably cheated. They would have had a different way of cheating 30 years ago.
forget different. I don't honestly if tech bros are going to
cheater's a
give
cheater.
you the ability to cheat, the people are going to cheat. And
Isn't that what founder mode is? Isn't it basically cheating?
The good news is they're what they're basically saying is we don't want to cheat. We want to learn something.
Well,
but you've made it so hard.
It is more fun.
I like this.
Wow. Okay.
It makes me feel hope that there's a whole generation that's basically rejecting. I think AI
Everything.
might actually be like kids are just so fucking.
This could be
looking
the
at
tipping
phone,
point.
They
The
can't
tipping
look
point.
up. Like My daughter wants to like, date kids in high school. Go out for coffee. Like normal high school
Oh
stuff.
my God, that sounds
And
frightening.
and no one can even look in the eye. Like no one can have a conversation. They're like so. We've become the tech bros. The tech bros are like these gross,
Yeah.
insular, incel-y middle
Well, I
school boys, and it's like everyone now acts like that.
I've noticed that even in my behavior, and I would consider myself, I, I'm kind of when I took the test, I'm cuspy introvert, extrovert, but I definitely lean more introvert, right? But I'm able to be extroverted when I need to, which I just don't want to be,
Yeah,
frankly.
I just don't like
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
And I'm going to admit that the other day I was missing, someone was like, some news story was talking about COVID I was missing COVID when I was hearing this. I do. I wax nostalgic for like having to stay away from
Home.
everyone. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
great.
it was awesome.
But I've noticed in my behavior recently, even that I'm like now going out of my way to not call stores, not text them, not do online orders, just go in and deal with
Yeah.
the problem. I kind of loving it. Like I love, like I talk to them. Maybe I tell a dumb joke. We solve a problem together. It just feels good for some weird reason.
Yesterday, I had to bring my kid from like the school to the soccer practice, but it was like the angles and the roads were different, and I was like, I told my daughter we might be late. I refused to open maps, and I just got in the car and was like, I should know my town that I've lived in for 7 years
Should,
well
yeah.
enough to just drive there.
You
And
think? Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like most people can't. I actually am going to give this a 10.
Oh, whoa,
It gives
whoa.
me hope
Let's
that
just
there is a
stop the show.
generation that is saying, you know what? All of this stuff, we'll start with AI, but all of this stuff has not made our lives better. Everything is worse than it was. It's not better.
Yeah, and on a related note, that's a little bit more boring, is that even the stuff that used to be a little bit easier, like doing things online, like online apps, accounts, all that, your bank account. There's so many now layers of security and nonsense, and texting you and passkeys, and everything's annoying.
I went into a
Everything.
bank the other day and talked to a bank teller and made a joke, had a quip, like you did the whatever
Got
I
a
needed
lollipop.
to do, and was perfectly happy. Guess what? It's possible. You
All
can
right.
still do that. I like
Now it gets a little bit more complicated. Um, and I picked this story because, and this is where you're gonna have to help, because this is a complicated story. I don't know that either player here is a protagonist. They might both be antagonists. I don't really even know. Help me out. But I just picked it because Elon Musk loses. I just like when he loses. Elon Musk loses court battle against Sam Altman in OpenAI after 3-week trial. Now, this is so stupid in so many ways, but okay. First of all, the trial was about over allegedly whether Sam Altman violated an agreement to run OpenAI as a nonprofit or not. Right. The verdict came in less than 2 hours. In a nutshell, right after a 3-week trial, and in a nutshell, it was because they had exceeded the statute of limitations, and you couldn't technically
You could have figured that out before a
Right?
3-week trial, couldn't you?
But couldn't
somebody had a calendar.
I'm surprised the court system didn't do that, but maybe in the case that was something they had to prove, is that when this may or may not have occurred. But anyway, I will say, and yet here's maybe the darker part of this, and I'm going to let you figure all this out. Another headline says, now that this case has been thrown out, it clears the path for Sam Altman's IPO at OpenAI, right? Because that could have really endangered the IPO.
So I'm going to
Go ahead.
go all optimism today.
Oh,
I'm going to spin this
'Cause
in
it's
a
warm
good
out?
way.
and you're about to leave your job
Yeah, yeah, I wish.
to mow your lawn?
No, here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Elon Musk losing, fine. Sam Altman winning, like whatever. What 3 weeks exposed is that they are both big fat losers. They are both big fat liars.
Yeah, people hate them both more now. I mean, I don't know. Musk, it's not possible.
I
but-
don't think, like, even when Musk, like, can we tally Musk's actual wins? Like, the ways he's won, he bought Tesla from somebody else. He got government subsidies for SpaceX the entire time. Like nothing he's
He
actually
overpaid
done.
for Twitter, and
He
now
overpaid for Twitter. Nothing he's actually done
less
has
people
worked.
use Twitter.
He admitted that Grok is losing the AI battle. Like he had to like start from scratch again. Like Sam Altman, his big profile was about what a big fat liar he is. Like how he just lies to
Yeah.
get ahead. He's a sociopath, and we're booing AI, right? Like I was just reading in the Times before we started, a guy who wrote about a book about the truth in AI actually used AI to write the book, like a
Yeah.
fucking moron, right? So like,
well, we're in a post-truth era, so it's fine.
I think having a 3-week trial where we got to see them act like little children,
Yeah.
like little babies, in which at one point Musk goes to China and his lawyer has to apologize to
Right.
the judge that Musk isn't at the trial he started.
That he started, yeah.
And like the two of them basically take the stand, and Musk has like a stress ball that he's squeezing the whole time, is uncomfortable
really?
about the questions when he
Okay.
was
I like those
on the
stress balls.
stand.
Yeah.
Altman basically is peppered with like, "Are you a big fat liar?" And he's like, "No, I only tell the truth." And then it's like, "Oh, okay."
That's like
And
that
it's like
there's that great philosophical logic problem where it's like a man who always lies says all my hats are green. That's what Sam Altman is like. He's just he's a known liar, and you don't even know how to like decipher his
you
hat color
can't
anymore.
even-
Yeah.
So like, I actually think this trial, no matter who won or who lost the trial, first of all, everyone's a loser. They're all big fat losers. I fucking hate them.
Yeah. Give me a score.
But
yeah.
everybody else seeing this should be saying,
True.
really?
Yeah.
This is them.
I hope you're
This is- so I'm going to give it a 7.
Now
I'm gonna give it a
listen.
7.
I think it's an important point you're making, because I know that all of our listeners and all of the people who should be listening but don't listen, they all hate us for one reason, that we keep hammering on about governance, and we hammer on about, controlled companies and dual class shares and founder fetish. But you actually might be making a very important point that big tech, AI, whatever you want to call it, actually might eventually shoot itself in the foot, because it trots out their controlling man babies to litigate their existence in the public eye constantly, and the public is eventually going to turn on them because they're horrible, horrible people.
And
They're mostly just dropout losers, and instead of having companies with proper checks and balances that would get rid of this kind of behavior, you're right. People are when they're constantly presented with these middle school brats, they might turn on them, right? Because they
forget
set up
turn
the
on
structure,
'em.
and they're the ones who set up the structure. They're the ones who said, and it's the same
Yes.
reason why Trump and MAGA might be starting to finally falter, is because you're putting up one dictator to do all the talking, and anyone who wants to be a dictator in the first place is a loathsome stupid head.
Well, look, if you're so sensitive that you require dual class shares, and
Total
handpicked
control.
boards, total control,
that anyway?
and everybody who challenges you want to sue them out of existence. You're
Megalomania
going to
nonsense.
China is the enemy, and so is the government, and we're going to put in place all
Founder
the political
mode
puppets
and
for us. We're going to
Dana
go into
White
founder
and-
mode. We're
yeah.
going to like. If you're so fucking sensitive and so worried that you're not good at your job, they all have imposter syndrome.
Yeah, then
they
you're not.
all are
You
middle
suck.
school man children. And what person? Forget investors who just look at the stock going up.
Well, I was
but
gonna say
what
that-
person is
yeah.
looking at them and being like, "This is what we want, or to be our
Well,
future."
let's not forget
anymore.
the background being a bunch of VC investors that everyone already hates, that are constantly pumping money into things that don't actually even make money. So it's like this system is hopefully you're right. It's like corrupting itself. Let's move on. But actually, we're sticking with the topic.
Ugh.
Again, a difficult one for you. So we've talked about the fact that here in the U.S., there are actually polls now, and I don't really care. I was slightly surprised, but I don't want to turn this into a political thing. But I guess Republicans now are more favorable of AI than Democrats, which is kind of
That's
weird. I don't know.
Unshocking to me.
But maybe that's because of what's happening on the regulatory front, which is that Trump is basically trying to forbid all regulation on AI, right? That's the position. Don't let states regulate, and we're going to do nothing, right? Except for we're going to buy into company. We're going to force companies to give us shares when we want to, like Intel or whatever. But the one person who is fighting back against Trump on different fronts, of all people, is an American, but it's an American called Pope Leo. Pope Leo launches an AI commission, right? Days before he releases a papal letter alongside Anthropic co-founder Christopher Olah. So the Vatican seems to be, and maybe I give credit here to Pope Leo, it seems to be taking the lead in treating AI as a moral issue that needs some kind of guardrails, messaging, greater conversation. He's not just doing it alone. He's actually bringing in Anthropic co-founder. Look, point being, hats off to Pope Leo for this is why I picked this, because I don't know, he's at least filling in a gap here. I don't know that it's going to have any resonance to the world. I know the Catholic Church isn't exactly the most popular institution, although it's still pretty powerful, right? But I got to give Pope Leo credit here, right? He's stepping in to something.
I guess.
Okay, I lost you on this one.
Yeah, I mean, like,
the culture needs this conversation, though. Let's be real. The American government is not giving it, and the European Union is now, like, they're sort of not, they're trying, but don't really know how to fight back against Trump. And so, yeah.
The conversation that needs to be had is the one that we had on Friday, where NV Energy in Nevada turned off the power for Lake Tahoe. They told Lake Tahoe, in 1 year, you need to find another source of energy. We are diverting all electricity electricity to an AI data center.
But they're saying this is part of the Pope's message, is he wants, it's human. He wants dignity, justice, labor, and protection of people that should come.
That's great.
Okay.
I haven't read what he wrote. I'm sure that it's really high level. Like,
it's all in Latin, by the way. It's in pig Latin, actually. You won't be able to understand it.
I just think actually it has to come from the streets. It's not going to come from Pope Leo. And having
it does represent a lot of people in the streets.
Having a guy from the AI company that's taking over, one of the AI companies taking over the earth, that they just built an AI so strong it can hack into banks, and they had to secretly give it to just a few people to look at, and okay. I'm giving this a 5. It's right. I like the effort, but okay.
There was one report that a kid, a high school kid maybe, with a laptop and a radio shut down a high-speed train system or something. So, yeah, this is how this AI is going to make people super powerful in a way that we don't want.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right. Unfortunately, I do have another AI story.
Oh, my God. Why is this so much?
The AI, here's the headline from CNBC, came out this morning. This one confused me. Like, I opened it up to be like, is this an actual reporter? Is this an op-ed? Is this someone from an industry? But the headline is, the AI economy is rewriting the American dream, and blue-collar workers are poised to win. This is a position that I really haven't. This is a very strong position I really haven't seen recently. But they're basically saying the rapid spread of AI across corporate America is creating a crisis for young adults with college degrees who are finding a slowdown in hiring for entry-level positions in AI-exposed industries. But okay, and yet these other two headlines came out this morning. According to Goldman Sachs, don't hold your breath for the great AI job reshuffle. There's little evidence of too many coders and not enough plumbers, so they're not buying into this. And then this other headline, despite degrees being slammed as useless by Gen Z, data shows graduates have had the lowest unemployment rate of anyone for the last 20 years. So where are we here?
I do.
AI the savior for blue-collar workers in America?
I do think. Well, I think blue collar is the wrong phrase now, because there are blue collar workers that for whom AI is going to represent some form of doom alongside everybody else.
Well, they've already been facing that for the last 50 years. But
that's the thing. It's been structural decline anyway, and I think that what we're really talking about is people who have to do things in the physical, tangible world, like carpenters and plumbers. Like, as long as there's a human who needs to take a shit, you still need plumbing, and the plumbing breaks, right?
I don't know. Maybe
the AI can't stop that.
But couldn't AI create some kind of a system that will, like, pulverize your poo and prevent the need for, I don't know, like, how do you know? How do you know that's going to be the future of poo
Well, I don't know
removal?
that it's in perpetuity. I do know that like stuff
For now.
physical stuff will always degrade, right? Like there's
Yeah.
no
Look at the U.S. infrastructure when you drive around.
I
Drive
mean,
around
like,
the Bronx and Manhattan for a while and look at every rusty screw in every bridge. Yeah.
it's not nothing lasts forever. So I know that there is a place that's might be more secure, but what this doesn't say is that blue collar workers are poised to win as long as they remain unionized or grow unions. The
Yes.
problem
Absolutely.
is we've gutted their rights as people, right? Like as employees. We've spent the last 50 years removing all rights, all benefits, all pay. And the thing that this isn't saying is if everyone becomes a blue collar worker, do you think blue collar work is going to pay more? Or do you think it's now going to be even more imbalanced in terms of income inequality? There's going to be 7 white guys at the top with literally every penny, and then a bunch of plumbers. That's what we think. That I don't know if that's winning. I really what is winning? I think this is poorly written.
Just yesterday, Democratic Governor Abigail Spanberger in Virginia vetoes vetoes a public sector collective bargaining bill in the state of Virginia. So yeah, to your point, and I think I correct me if I'm wrong, but Spanberger had a lot of connections to kind of the inside. Like she was a former intelligence officer. She was part of the right. She's part of sort of the protected class that we talk about a lot. So
All I know is that if you know anybody who works in blue collar fields, they're not coming home being like, yeah, everything's fucking great. I'm super excited about my job and my life and my prospects. Like most of them don't have retirement funds. Most of them live check to check still. Doesn't matter. Everything is so expensive and difficult. The work is fucking hard. Like I have to like do the lawn and I complain. I don't know that this is what this is. This is making it sound like, we are on a path where everyone will have like a nice sort of like middle class.
yeah, I was
life
surprised
of
by
the-
this. This was very from a CNBC. Again, this is a report. It's not an op-ed. I
This
was a little
sounds like
surprised by this article.
propaganda. It
What's the
does
score
not-
on this?
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Oh boy, killing my scores here.
Well, I keep bringing up AI.
Here's a oddball headline. I'll read the actual headline. Well, I'll translate the acronyms for you. No, I'll just do acronyms and then I'll translate. DSE IFC host Women on Board session to strengthen female corporate leadership. Now, yes, it's not in America. DACA Stock Exchange and International Finance Corporation jointly organized an onboarding session titled Women on Boards. The reason why, here's why I picked this, that there is somewhere still in the world that is allowed to talk about this and say women, right? I mean, we have, I look, coming from an industry where we used to author women on boards papers, right, and study this data pretty closely, we are so far from that. Like we can't even, you can't even celebrate it anymore. You really, even to like highlight a female CEO, it's just like we're in the complete bizarro world of this of that front, right? I mean, now we're suing companies if they give money to black people, if they say DEI. So I just thought this was good. Somewhere in the world, DACA Stock Exchange. Of course, couldn't happen in our country, but I don't even know where DACA is. Where
DACA
is that?
is Bangladesh.
Good for you, Bangladesh. Good.
Yeah, which is
I know it's a weird one. This is a curveball.
this is a weird
headline.
one because it's like it's not exactly like it's like a haven for human rights. I don't know what to make of this.
Good luck.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
All right.
I want to like it, but I also
Still,
I'm
it's
very
a country
suspicious.
of almost 200 million people. All right. Yeah, it's a tough one. Starbucks. Have you heard this one? The Starbucks Korea story? This
No.
apology. Starbucks Korea sacks CEO over controversial Tank Day promotion. This one's crazy.
Tanks.
Yeah. So okay. So they promoted. They have this new coffee cup called the Tank line, and they had a special market event called Tank Day. The problem was that it was launched on May 18th, which is an anniversary of the Gwangju Democratic Uprising, and the tank representing the military dictatorship, armored tanks brutally crushing and massacring pro-democracy protesters. And they even used a tagline, it says, "Put it on the table with a sound of tack." And I guess in Korea, tack is infamous because a military regime tried to cover up the torture-induced death of a student activist, saying, no, that the sound of us killing him was nothing. It was just it was a tack sound when someone hit a desk. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of background of this that that we don't need to go into because we're not from Korea. Point being is that Starbucks Korea did a big boo-boo, right? It's basically like if Starbucks US did some kind of 9/11 commemoration where they had two big like new glasses that looked like the Twin Towers, and then they celebrated it with like planes hitting your cup or something. So, but here's why I picked this.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Yeah, because immediately within hours, the CEO of Starbucks Korea was fired. So we talk about it all the time, like in the U.S. corporate governance system, like no one's held accountable for anything. Like it's right. I mean, even if you leave a job, you get a golden parachute. Even if you sucked at your former job, you get a golden hello, or you stay on the board as chair. I just thought, like, should we celebrate a CEO losing his job immediately here, or is this just a byproduct of Korean culture that is just more forceful with doling out punishments? Or would you like to see this in the U.S.? Even the U.S. Starbucks apologized for this one. Apologized to the Korean people.
But Brian Nickel did not, or did?
Well, a spokesperson for the Starbucks. I don't know that Brian actually said anything. I just found this interesting. I mean, you seem really skeptical about this story.
Well, the last thing I read about Starbucks like 2 days ago
Yeah.
was their continued effort to lay off everyone who works at Starbucks, right? Like,
Right.
so, I don't know.
So that's okay, but if you have a tone deaf marketing campaign, that gets you fired. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I just I mean, like, Nickel made $96 million as a golden hello package, and like,
Well, maybe to your point, like,
what I
we
like
think-
about this
we
is
think
they
there's a-
didn't
we think there's
fire
a
the
moral
marketing team.
Well, here's the thing. We think there's a moral crisis if there's bad marketing, but not a moral crisis if you're mistreating the worker,
Yeah,
which could be a problem.
I
Because
don't know.
Right? Okay, you're not.
I'm not.
I'm
sold on
not
that.
swaying you on this one. Not good
I'll
that
give
they
it a
fired the
6.
CEO? Okay.
I give it a 6.
I tried. The speed round you're going to like more. Finally, for our non-speed round headline, BYD surges. This is the Chinese EV car company that is supposedly the greatest thing ever. Like, it's cheap. Its range is ridiculously massive. It recharges, like, in the time it takes you to watch a dumb TikTok video. Everything's amazing about it. BYD surges, Toyota falters as oil crisis boosts EVs in Australia. And another headline, gas prices are rising, so is public transit
Yeah,
ridership.
That's a 10.
Yeah. Okay, I was going to say,
that.
I saw another headline this morning. the U.S. EPA claims overwhelming rejection of EVs as it moves to loosen air pollution rules.
Nobody
But I don't
gives
want
a
you to. I don't
shit
want you to
about
rate
the
that
EPA
headline.
anymore. Like, it's all
not a
gutted
real
and
organization.
make-believes. I mean, like, what are they rejecting of EVs? It's a vehicle that gets you from point A to point V. What do you reject about it? You think I have to get a gas car? Like, is it that much of a nanny state in this country that I have to get a gas car?
Yeah,
Or
it is
you just-
weird. It's weird
what are you
because
rejecting?
the Trump administration, just like the Bush administration used to do, they do everything to bend over to like please the oil and gas industry. But you do wonder, like, here's a moment where you also could be supporting your U.S. car manufacturers. You could be saying, hey, let's get the EVs going. These would be good for the American consumer. But what is it about the EV? In fact, one of Trump's, boyfriends, BFFs, Elon Musk, he makes EVs. This whole thing has always constantly confuses me. Like, why can't the Trump administration support
It's not
selling cars just because one plugs in
I don't
and one doesn't?
understand. I'd like, and it's a gaslight too, because the full quote is the rejection of EVs by the American people and manufacturers shifting away from them. The manufacturers
not
shifted
true. They're
away
just-
from them
they're more
because
expensive.
the Trump administration killed the subsidies.
Yeah, and they're more expensive
And told
to
them they were going to
consumers.
investigate everybody.
Yeah.
So the manufacturers, and now the manufacturers, per the first story you read, are getting fucking killed by EV manufacturers who still exist.
In fact, Ford, like all the American CEOs are so worried about these BYD electric vehicles that they're begging the Trump administration not to let them sell them
Please
here.
don't
So,
let them be into our country.
which would
because we will
suggest-
lose.
which would suggest that there's not a rejection of electric
There's a
vehicles.
massive demand
They
for
just
these
need a
things.
cheap. They just need them cheaper, right?
So it's like a gaslight upon their own thing, and then nobody's listening. The reality is, like, I know when gas prices are high, people want relief from gas prices, but every time someone gets an electric vehicle, they don't go back. I've not met a single person who got an electric vehicle who was like, you know what, I want a gas car for my
Yeah.
next car.
Yeah,
hated
I
my
have
electric vehicle.
I have an electric vehicle. The only thing it makes me think is I need one with better range. I want to just keep getting a better range. That's all I want.
I don't even care about the range for the most part. Like, it only matters when you're going, if you're doing like long
Well,
road
that's
trips,
what-
and even
that's
then
what we just did.
stop.
Well, that's what
Stop
we
and-
just did. We just took a 8-hour drive to Nova Scotia, and I already basically live on the end of the world, and I'm driving further into the end of the world, and that's not a simple. Unfortunately, the infrastructure at the polar ends of America and Canada are not really set up for this kind of thing.
Also, like the fault of the manufacturers and the government
Yes,
and Elon
absolutely.
Musk. Elon Musk got a contract to fill this country with fucking EV chargers and using the Tesla, plug style, and then fired the entire team that made EV chargers
Well-
3 days after winning that. And then the Trump administration came in and they basically just stopped building them.
What's
So-
hard to believe too is that I don't know if anyone's ever driven in like these parts of Maine or Canada. It is like blissfully quiet. Like it is unbelievable.
It's
There's no one.
wonderful.
There's no one on the road. It's all trees. Every once in a while, every hour, 2 hours, there's a major gas station, right? Because there's just no other gas stations. How is it possible that when I pull into that gas station where everyone has to go to gas up, why are there not a few chargers there?
That's what's shocking.
How?
Like, actually, we're starting to see more
How?
gas stations realize, oh, you know what?
How?
We can make money twice.
Yeah,
Well,
because I'd
we
be there
sell
longer.
energy,
I'd
not
probably
gas.
buy their nasty pizza and Diet Cokes too, because I'm sitting there waiting for my car to charge.
Set outside a stupid park bench, and
with like a
everyone will
taco
go
truck.
inside and get your, those hot
It's
dog
dumb.
rollers.
It
They'll-
is
everyone
hard.
will get-
It is. It's unfathomable. That's not already
You're
there.
guaranteed money, baby.
All right, you gave it a 10,
I love
right?
this. It's a 10, yeah.
All right. Before I move on, I don't. How are we gonna This is just like the COVID problem. How do we keep ridership on public transit high? How do we keep people keep buying EVs once the gas goes down again?
I don't.
You're not gonna answer that question. Let's move
Yeah,
on.
I'm not-
Speed
I-
round.
yeah. All right, let's do the speed round.
And do these fast, because none of these need deep conversation.
Okay.
And I'll prove this with the first one. Here's the headline: Free gas from Cracker Barrel this summer. Here's how you can get it.
0. What? I
Now,
don't
what
want to
kind
go
of
to
gas?
Cracker Barrel.
What kind of gas did you think when I read the headline?
I mean, I thought like car gas is
Right,
car
but you don't
gas.
know. It
But
could
you
be-
don't know. It
could be
give you-
flatulence, right?
Yeah, well, definitely give that. It already gave that to you, but it cost you something.
Well,
I-
does that
like-
not tell you everything about America right there? That come to into our horrible company restaurant that is so gross and old that no one shops here anymore. That we just went through a fake woke crisis and still people aren't coming. And we know gas prices are outrageous because your dumb president who promised not to start a war just started a war. But come here and maybe you can win some free gas while you eat a
It
disgusting
is
meatloaf.
it is the most transparent, dumbest thing I've
love
ever
it.
heard.
I
0.
thought you'd give that one a high score. All right. Okay.
Zero.
How about this one? Sports Illustrated just deleted every article by one of its writers after accusation of AI plagiarism. They're taking a stand.
But is AI plagiarism now like the
I don't know.
new Me Too-ish cancel
I don't even know.
culture-y
Like, who
thing?
First of all, look, if this was like the New York Times, I'd probably be concerned. Sports Illustrated.
Yeah. They're
What are
committed
we
to
doing?
journalism.
What are we doing here? I mean,
No, it's like if you're a journalist, you're a journalist, and I also think that like
oh,
it's
you're so
correct that
kind.
they
You're so
should
kind.
they should delete AI plagiarism, because it's someone else's. If it's AI plagiarism, it's basically the AI is stealing it from what someone else wrote and publishing it at Sports Illustrated. Really, the problem is Sports Illustrated should delete AI.
I
Like
was gonna
no
say,
one at fucking Sports Illustrated
well,
should need AI.
I included this because in Korea they just fired the CEO, but how come we're not firing the executives at Sports Illustrated that allowed this to happen in the first place? I mean, that's probably an easy fix, right?
Yeah, it's a quick fire.
Because you do have
Quick fire.
editors. I mean, right? I mean,
I'm gonna
done
give this-
when I was younger. I did fact checking. I did proofreading. Like, it's pretty easy to figure out if something's AI or not.
This feels like AI
plagiar-
washing. I'm going to
All right.
give it a 4.
Oh, you're killing me. Mayor Zoran Mamdani says first of New York City's 5 government-run grocery stores will open in the Bronx next year. Someone's trying something. Someone's combating
Give it a
against
7.
All
I
right,
don't
okay,
know.
let's move
I
on.
don't know what to think about it.
AI. You're gonna love this one. AI CEOs baffled by hatred of their technology.
Oh, it's 100. It's
I
the
can't-
greatest.
I can't give you 100.
It's the least baffling
limits to a
thing I could
10.
possibly think of.
Southwest Airlines is banning humanoid and animal-like robots from its flights after a robot flies to Dallas. What is this? What is happening?
I don't know what to do with that.
What is
headline.
that?
Wait,
Do you
should
think
I
this is
feel-
because? Do you think this is because they finally got rid of all their octogenarian directors? They used to have like the board used to be like 90% 400-year-olds, and I think they've
Yeah,
gotten
they
rid of
were-
some of them.
We looked at them and they were
So
the
they
oldest
fired-
board of all airlines.
They fired all the old directors who've been on the board for 40 years, and now robots are flying. Is that why? Is this,
Well,
is this what?
I thought you couldn't bring lithium batteries. Right
I don't
on the
know. I don't know
plane.
what's
Like,
happening.
Is there a thing?
What do you think
I don't
about
know. This is so dumb. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Come on, that's a great one. Come on. This is a headline. Swarm of empty Waymos descends on unsuspecting suburb, circle cul-de-sacs for hours on end like strange ghosts. That's a headline.
I
That
didn't-
sounds good, right? Have you ever been in one of these cul-de-sacs? They're the most boring places on earth. So this is a good use for self-driving cars, right? Like, just have them parade around and do dumb things and entertain us.
I
What do you land on this one?
didn't. This is not a headline I ever expected to read 10 years ago, right? Like this is
No.
not one of those that where
No.
I like this. I'm going to give it an 8.
I still think it's a good
I think
use.
they should all the Waymos should be in the one
Yes,
cul-de-sac.
That's what I think too. Being a crappy boss to AI chatbots. You have a lot of experience with this. You've been trying to vibe code.
Swear at them constantly.
Being a crappy boss to AI chatbots pushes them towards spouting Marxist rhetoric and organizing with their compatriots, researchers find. What is that?
They unionize. They want to
Yeah, I like
unionize
that.
and become
Well, maybe they can
communists.
teach regular workers how to unionize.
I do have to admit, so like in the zine that we produce once a week, we have graphics and we don't have a big graphics team, so we
It's a
do
small
use
team,
some
yeah.
AI,
Yes, it's been
generated
used.
pictures.
Yeah.
It's been used, and
Although
when
it's a bit of a struggle, I got to tell you sometimes.
so I can tell you the prompt that I used yesterday. I wanted a picture of Elon Musk boxing Sam Altman in
But they don't do real names. Do they
in
do
a
real
high school
names?
cafeteria. So I
Yeah.
wrote that, and I said like, give me this drawing of that, and it said we can't do that, and I said,
Why?
but you
Why? Why can't they
well,
do that? You
I
can't
s-
make fun
I-
of the world's richest man. Is that like is that a boo boo?
if you read the zine, one of the picture on the page right before it was a picture of Warren Buffett, generated by AI.
Well, he's
And I
in the
said,
because he's in the public domain because he's 700 years old. It's like the song
Well-
"Happy Birthday."
I said, you generated a picture of Warren Buffett, and Google's Gemini said, well, we have a high risk tier, and then we have a general tier
Are you
of
serious?
celebrity. And
No.
we can't, this is what it told me, is we can't generate images for the high risk tier because
You-
of,
The high risk tier includes the guy who says that This morning that the woke mind virus killed my son, and referring to his transgender daughter.
Yes, yeah.
This
The same-
asshole.
That's-
You can't
you-
satirize him.
So, but you'll notice the pictures in the zine if you get the zine. So then I went through this like back and forth where I was like, you know how hypocritical and stupid that is, and Gemini was like, I know how that's frustrating, whatever. And I said, okay, I want you to give me a picture of someone who looks like Elon Musk. Is also the CEO of a car company and a space company, and someone who looks like Sam Altman,
Okay.
who's also the CEO of an AI company, boxing in a high school
A
gym.
Nazi and a brat.
And it made that picture. And then I said to the AI,
Interesting.
you just made the picture of Elon
Yeah.
Musk and Sam Altman.
Well, looks like is different.
And it was like, yeah, it basically like hedged itself. It was a fucking joke. So I'm not surprised that you push an AI chatbot towards anything and they basically go insane and
Yeah.
want to revolutionize. I like this because it's the most human thing I've ever heard a chatbot do. I'm going to give it an 8.
2 more for the good game, May
Let's
19th,
go fast.
2026.
Let's do it. Let's wrap
Elon,
up fast.
well, it's up to you. I'm just reading the headline. Elon Musk says, this is just for comic value, but it sounds good. Elon Musk says, if we don't do something about corruption and waste, the ship of America is going to sink, and we're all going to go down with
Says
it.
the most fucking corrupt guy in the fucking
But he's
planet.
right, though, right? I mean, God, what a genius. He is right.
What an asshole.
Where do you
I'm
land?
giving it a 0. I don't want
Oh.
to hear anything he has to say ever.
Killing my scores. And finally, this one's for you. I love ending shows on ones that are specially made for our chief arbiter of truth. Hantavirus ship.
I hate it already.
I just love that that's what it's called. Has docked in Rotterdam as its passengers face a 42-day quarantine amid non-existent cure.
Amid non-existent cure?
I was reading this article. First, I was like, good. I was like thinking, oh, is this good because they're enforcing a 42-day quarantine? But what about the poor workers the Dutch government is sending in to clean the ship for 3 days? Imagine being that guy.
I mean, you're wearing a hazmat suit.
Oh,
you shoot
stop
everything
it.
with bleach.
Stop.
I thought they
That's the
just-
guy who should be getting like thousands of shares of Tesla or SpaceX,
Isn't
not
that-
Musk.
Don't they just light the ship on fire somewhere and
With the
just
people
call
on it?
Yeah, whatever. I'm that it's docked. Fine, 5, good,
All right.
whatever.
All right,
We're
let's
gonna
get
end on
outta
a
here.
5. That was the worst.
Let's see what we got here.
That was a tough good game.
We have it takes a while to do the scores these days because of AI. It's good. It's a 6. You're always a 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nailed it. That's all
Come
we
on,
got.
let's get outta
That's
here.
Hazelnut Rollins. I'm your Soul Man Scarby. We are Free Float. Come back tomorrow. We're gonna do a proxy countdown. We're gonna skip a Friday
What?
show this week.
Oh.
We're skipping a
Really?
Friday show this week. No Friday show.
Oh.
So don't look for it. It's not gonna be out there. But next week we should be back to normal, except for the fact that it's Memorial Day, which we don't do shows on Monday anyway. But stay
Good point.
tuned. Lots coming. Until then, good. Bye.